Hey guys, it's Jack. Welcome back to the arcade. Let's get back to just another game, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. And are you ready for battle? Because, just to remind you, it's time to take on the Savage Labyrinth. Deep in the never-ending darkness, the final golden shard I seek awakes. Let's get started. We have 2 fairies, a blue potion, an elixir, and we have magic armor if we get in particular trouble. And we have plenty of rupees, so down we get. I don't know how many episodes this is going to take, but I'm going to do as many as I can, as quickly as I can. That may mean you see random flailing. That may seem like I am not being very efficient, but the goal is to get through this labyrinth very quickly. And in these first 10 floors, at least, I'm not too worried about the enemies. These are very basic enemies. And on the 11th floor, we should be able to resupply our hearts as needed. And our magic power. So we just kind of need to wipe everything out. There's a floor of keys, a floor of miniblins, floor 3. Our Bokoboblins. Let's see, only 4 of them. Can handle 4 Bokoboblins pretty easily. I did put my my fishing line up on the bar in case I did want to fish for spoils. You can still do that, which is also a way to resupply magic and hearts from the enemies, because some of them will carry those things as spoils. But wow, my camera and that guy both just went through the floor. Cool. But I'm not too worried about it this early on. That's floor 4 done. Onwards to floor 5. I would love to knock this out in as little as 2 episodes. So we'll see if I can do that. Oh boy. Cannot fish from you? Wonder if I could just like... Okay, so that does help. It just might be better just to counterattack and plant them in the ground. There we go. Arrows are not real. I probably could use ice arrows, but I don't really want to use the magic. Let's just try to do this with counterattacks. Ow. Gotta be careful because I'm near the fire. Okay. You're gonna be a dick. These things. Always a pain from the start of the game to the finish of the game. There you go. Alright, onwards to floor 6. 20% of the way there. Mini blends and more keys. So far, so good. Don't you stab me in the butt. Oh, you were sneaky beaky, weren't you? Look at you, it almost worked. You'll notice that none of the enemies drop hearts or magic throughout this entire dungeon. Fire keys, huh? And more of the flaming insects I hate so much. I think some rooms do have pots, but they're very rare. It's better for you to just prepare to fish for supplies from the enemies themselves. Alright, floor 6 down, onwards to floor 7. At some point, I'm going to lose the count. You brought darkness to me. It did not help you, because you could not handle the darkness yourselves. That's why you had torches. Hey, finally, moblins. I'm gonna steal your stupid stuff, moron. Just 2 moblins, not a problem. Floor 9, here we come. I would imagine that we are kind of overgeared for these early levels. Oh no, this is our first rust floor. I did lose track of the count. Got a lot of rupees. Got hearts. Got arrows. Filled up our magic. We're set to go. This is floor 11, apparently. Okay, cool. Down we get. I guess I should stop trying to protect the floors then. Alright. I have a strategy for you guys, and it involves mostly arrows. Not even bothering with the boomerangs, just completely wiping you guys out. You could excuse me. You could probably come down here if you really wanted. And I would imagine get to floor 31 probably about the time that you... I guess probably about the time that you clear the earth or get the gauntlets. Get the gauntlets, maybe get the iron boots. You could probably come down here at that point and take on the Savage Labyrinth until floor 31 and go ahead and get this Triforce Shard. But what I really want to do is conquer it in one go. Because the Triforce Shard is not the only reward down here. There's something else. I should get seeds from you guys while I'm here and I have the opportunity, because blue potions, yes. Not that I'm ever going to be hurting for seeds, because it only takes 4 of them to make a single blue potion, and you get 4 of them on your way to get the potion. But it never hurts to have a supply. Well, maybe I don't want to fish. You never know. It could happen. Alright. So as you can see, floors 10 through 20 are all themed after the Forbidden Forest. So those are the types of enemies that we're going to be facing. These all go in kind of tier order for the dungeons that you've cleared. So if you've cleared these dungeons, you're not going to have too much trouble with the enemies that you face on those floors. I wouldn't even call... I guess you would call, like, floors 1 through 10 basic enemies, and then, yeah, probably Dragon Roost for the last few floors. Because that's one that did start getting fire-themed from time to time. But we're actually rolling through these pretty quick. Oh, actually, I need to take a picture of you guys, don't I? Or did I? Well, if I did, I need to kind of thin the herd. I don't need to take a picture of you while you're all out here after me. Let's just get you down to 1. I'm pretty... No, actually... Well, you might be like a mini-boss. Good enough. I might need you for the mini-boss gallery. I don't need you for the regular gallery. But the mini-boss gallery was like the one with the wings, right? Either way, we got a picture in case we need it. If we don't, no harm, no foul. Okay, so the problem with this is everyone here can be owned by arrows. And I'm not really interested in seeds at the moment. I already fished for seeds, I just kind of want to roll through here. There we go. Easy peasy. I really need to go back to playing Xenoblade Chronicles. That's a game that I was enjoying so much, and just kind of fell out of love with the battle system just because it was so much fighting. Like, I'm the kind of guy that... Yeah, I knew these were bad plots. I'm the kind of guy... I'm gonna be straight up honest here. When I started playing World of Warcraft, I rolled a road way back on I guess PC. That was the first expansion. That was the first time that I had the opportunity to play World of Warcraft. I got the vanilla BC battle pack. Rolled a Blood Elf and decided, you know what? I want to avoid as much combat as possible. So I picked a rogue. Stealth through all the combat. And while it did slow down my leveling, it also sped up my questing. So I was able to do more quests in shorter amounts of time, which is really where most of your experience, the bulk of it, comes from. Unless it was like just quests to kill things and just never stop, which to be fair, a lot of vanilla was, hey, go kill a bunch of things that seem to have a vital organ, and yet only 1 out of 20 of these creatures ever has this vital organ. This is what I needed. This is what I was looking for. Good enough, apparently. Cool. These guys are going to the mini-boss. This is your opportunity to get some of these mini-boss pictures you might have missed. But yeah, like, then of course you would get a ton of experience. Because you're doing nothing but killing dudes. But I was like, unless I see those quests come up, I'm not really interested in just killing dudes. I'd rather just sneak through and find the objective and come back to the quest giver. So, roll the rogue. Figured, hey, here's a class that, yay, floor 20. Here's a class, floor 20, blaze it. Here's a class that can do decent damage and sustain themselves a little bit. And stealth. Like that, between rogue and druid, I just went with the flat damage dealer class, so when I did have to fight, I would kill things as quickly as possible. And now we're in the Tower of the Gods. So now we're going to be facing some real interesting enemies like wizards. Now's when things might start getting real for you. Especially if we ever get wizards that can summon things. These are all red ones, so I don't think that's a problem. I do hope the next floor allows me to resupply my arrows, though. So yeah. And basically, that's been my questing philosophy this entire time. Play a rogue, avoid everything I don't have to fight. And then just handle the rest as I can. I wonder if I could stop a chain reaction. Nope. Thought you could. Whoa! Link dude, you did not have anything targeted. So basically, that's kind of how I approach RPGs in general. So when I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles, I really loved the combat system, but there's just so many enemies all over the overworld, and no real indication of who you could fight and survive until you started getting your butt kicked. And so, like, it just became a race from place to place, and if you're playing an RPG and racing from place to place, you're not really getting more experience. Uh-oh. And that kind of sets off a chain reaction, but I really did love that game. I just need to find some time, sit down, and play it. And I have a feeling if I can get through the current part that I'm on, it'll really start to open up, and I'll really start to enjoy it a lot more, and get back to what I loved about the game. But to be perfectly honest, at this point, I might as well kind of start over, because I need to refresh so much about the combat system in my mind. It's a very complicated combat system, and because I haven't done it in a while, I don't remember half of it. And Xenoblade Chronicles is one of those games where they give you the tutorial once, but they don't really give you a way to refer to it. That's actually kind of my real problem with it. As far as learning the combat, if you did not pick up a concept right away, And there are several concepts that they introduced and it took me hours in the game to really understand what they meant by it. You don't really have a way to go back and refer to it again. Which is kind of bad game design. Like an in-game manual is always appreciated. What do we got here? Okay, I know exactly how to handle this group. Let's see here. Put that up. But Xenoblade Chronicles is probably, honestly, the first Xenogears game that I really appreciated. I actually kind of didn't want to use an arrow there until I can refill. Especially when I can do this for free. There we go. But yeah, the Xenogears games never really appealed to me. For one thing, I think I've mentioned this. Ah, hey, our first experience with a Dark Nut. Maybe I should take a picture of him? I don't think it's gonna help, but why not? There we go. They are very text-heavy games, for one thing. And I think I've mentioned this before. I don't like RPGs that have kind of a futuristic setting, which is why I'm surprised that I like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 so much. Because it kind of does. But I never got into the Xenogears games just because they were very... Okay, this has got to be a combo room. They were very heavy on the text, and they were sci-fi, and they're like reading a book. For a lot of... Yeah, there's witch rooms. For a lot of these sci-fi RPGs, my big problem is like they will invent their own terminology, and they will not really explain it to you for most of the game. And Xenogears is particularly bad about that. So you're trying to avoid a lot of technobabble at the same time that you're learning a lot about the game, and it just really makes things kind of confusing and really hard to get immersed in. Alright, we're actually blowing through floors 30, floors 20 to 30 pretty quick. Alright, I see you guys kind of glowing. See if I can save myself some grief here. That is a telltale sign. If you wait long enough, Bubbles' eyes will glow slightly when they're idle. Alright. No, let's just use my own bombs. I'm not hurting for bombs. It's a lot safer. Especially since they're gonna come around here and crush all the bombs. Run away. There we go. I don't think we got a chance to show that off about Bubbles until that point. I mean, obviously they were going to be enemies, but we really had not. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a picture. Actually, why don't I take out the silver one first? Excellent. Now he's going to move faster. Ow. See if I can get them to get some distance. Ow. Okay, I'm okay with that turn of events right there. There we go. Not the most efficient kill, but a fun one. Alright. Hopefully, between all the pictures that I've taken of these early model Darknuts, I will get one that I can get a figure of. Otherwise, it might have to wait until I go back and take a picture of the one that's an actual mini-boss in the Tower of the Gods. I'm hoping that's not the case, but even if it is, that's still early game enough where I should be able to complete the Nintendo Gallery fairly simply. Alright. I've lost count of floors, but that seems like a pretty good floor 9 for a series? Nope, not... Maybe! Yes, actually! It is! Time to refill. Oh, kinda disappointed by the lack of supplies. I really need arrows. I don't need rupees as much, although I will probably use these for my magic armor. So I'm not gonna turn them down. But here we are. Actually, no, let's do this right. Face the treasure chest. The Triforce glows. The chest appears. And we get our final Triforce Shard. You got a Triforce Shard. At last, you found the last shard. Fused together, all 8 form the Triforce of Courage. Let's take a look at it. It's not going to be fused together, but we've completed it. Now we just need to assemble it. But before we do that, we still have 20 more floors to conquer, with this stone squatter sitting in our way. So we can return to the surface if we want, or we can continue deeper in. We're going to continue deeper in. The next 20 floors are going to be much, much more difficult. And hopefully we can get through all of them in the next episode. I'll see you then. Thanks for coming out and joining me today. As always, I much appreciate every view I get. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure you let me know by giving me that thumbs up down below. If you're new to the channel and you want to watch more Wind Waker, subscribe because I upload it every weekday. And if you have any hints, tips, or tricks, make sure to leave me a comment. Thanks for watching again. You guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.